Good morning. Well, let me know if you can hear me, first of all. If you can hear me, please type something in. But we're going to call this the trade findings and adjustments pre-election. So in all honesty, what we're going to talk about today, so today's discussion is going to be about future planning. Good morning, Dave. Can you hear me? William, how about you? Ida, type something in. Let's see who else is here. Mary, David, W, type something in, please. I want to know that you guys can hear me and that we're going to be in good shape. But okay, here we go. The main idea behind today is nothing more than what are we going to do in the future? So it was brought to my attention. So two of you asked, why don't we take protection and cash it in? So let me ask the group, why would we not take off our protection today? Why would we not take off our Under Armour? How about Ford? Ford just recently reported, right? Let's go find Ford. Facebook recently reported. No, actually, Facebook's today. Never mind. Boeing reported, right? Why would we not take our protection off of Boeing? Well, yeah, it's still going down. Okay. That's an easy one because it's still going down. What if we did something like Ford, or let's go find, let's go Ford first. Why do we not take protection off of Ford? We have protection at $8. Well, we paid, what did we pay? We paid 49 cents for, we could sell for 45. Why would we not take our protection off? Yeah, of course. We are not just protecting for earnings, we are also protecting for the election. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, right? Now, that doesn't mean that on a day like today, let's go down to Visa. We had 205 protective puts in place. We had 205. Notice right now our protective puts are at 182. So we did this morning, we did roll the 205s down to, put 205 in there. We did roll the 205s down to the 182.50s. We took a profit of 15 bucks. Let's do some math though on what we did. And we did this when the stock was up at $3.10. It's only $2. So we did it at 184.10. So 182.50 minus 205, $22.50 in the money. And we only took like 15.60-ish of profit, right? Visa is still up. What we paid $6.45 for the new ones, we're up 25 cents or whatever, 27 cents. But we still have protection on because we have an election coming up. And I guess this is a lot closer than most people think. So let me ask another question. Would you cash in protection and add shares right now? Would you cash in the insurance or protection and add shares now? What do you think? William, you're kind of new. Would you cash in your protection, add shares right now? Dave and David both said nope. Why? Why would you not do that right now? William, what do you think? Maybe. Maybe, huh? Well, maybe yes or maybe no, William. Yeah, so same reason, right? You currently don't have a trend. Now, I can go and I can pull up, this is Visa. Ugh. Bearish trend on Visa. Let's look at the SPX, though. Your trend on the S&P 500 is bearish. Well, we're up today. Doesn't matter. One day doesn't make a trend. Your trend on the S&P 500 is bearish. Crossover. Crossover below the 50. The 5 and 20 are definitely crossed over. Crossover. You have a bearish trend. So my question is, why in a bearish trend would you take off your protection? Someone's going to come down and say, well, on the Williams percent R, it says it's trending higher. A leading indicator. So many types of that. You currently have a bearish trend. So why take off the profitable option in a bearish trend, right? You have a bearish option in a bearish trend. Why would you take it off? You know, the correct answer is you don't. Someone's going to tell me, but the leading indicator, which is the Williams percent R, says the trend is going to change. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make a comment. If you believe the trend will change and take the protection off, you are gambling. You're gambling. And I'm sorry, I'm an investor. Investing means you don't take stuff off thinking the market's going to do something. You don't bet that things are going to change. You don't bet that Trump's going to win. You don't bet that Biden's going to win or lose. You try to set up yourself ahead of time to be protected, to get yourself through the event. That is what you are doing. So I'm choosing not to gamble. Yes, we took some profit, moved some stuff down on Visa because it had a great earnings report. It had a positive earnings report. Ford also had a positive earnings report. Because of that, I can take it off, but we're at the $8 mark. I'm going to hold that in place. Bank of America kind of had a good earnings report, but it fell through. So plain and simple, I'm going to choose to hold on to Bank of America. Protection. Through the election. The sad thing is the election might not be done for a couple weeks now. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it in, but I do have my game plan. For stock positions that have at the money protection, I will short puts against the long puts down at support levels. We had that option. In fact, let me go ahead and let me go to another position. Baidu, I think we got protection on Baidu at 135. We've had it for a while. Baidu has its earnings here in a week or two. If Baidu goes, well, that's not a good one. Let's use Apple. If Apple has not a good earnings, it most likely will head down to 100. We have some protection on at 120. We have some protection on at 135. Excuse me, 113.75. If Apple has a crappy earnings, goes down to 100, we'll probably short some puts at 85 for the election. If Apple has good earnings, I still want my 120, 113.75s in place. I will probably short 100s, even if Apple's up at 120 or 125. I still want a level of protection to protect me on the way down. I've got game plans in place. My thought processes are in place for what happens if the stock goes up or it goes down. But I'm not looking to take protection off into this election. That just does not make sense. And so I'm not going to do it. What else do we have? So we have earnings. Let's go to Facebook really quick. I do have, oh, you know what? Let me go to Facebook, but I am going to bring up another point here. Facebook. There are some of us that have some shares. Here we go. We got 1,100 shares. Our protection is down at 260. Our short calls are up at 295. If Facebook knocks it out of the park, I'm still going to keep my 260 puts in place. They make up something on the way down. 295, if Facebook goes above 295, I'm going to let my stock get called out. We have a credit of $8.17. After the election, I will be adjusting. If it keeps going up, I'll add on some long puts. We'll chase it with, some long calls. I'll use the stock replacement strategy. I'll take the profits from Facebook, and we'll keep letting Facebook run higher, but we'll do so with a leap long put strategy. Now, a lot of people are currently in some leap positions, right? Some of them are getting killed. Let's go back up to Boeing. Boeing's got some that look ugly. You know, let's go to Visa. I'm sorry, I'm going to go to Visa. We've got a significant staunch of people for June 2022 225 calls that are worth basically half of what we got into. So the question has been brought up to me again, Kevin, why aren't you dollar cost averaging? It's down by half. This is when you dollar cost average, right? Why would I not be dollar cost averaging leap stock replacement strategies at this time? Someone give me an answer. Why would I not be dollar cost averaging my leaps? Come on, there are 12 of you in here today. There you go. Because of the election, we have another volatile event coming up that we need to be protected for. So yes, that is why I am not protecting. Excuse me. Boy, I'm all over the place today, aren't I? That is why I'm not dollar cost averaging, because we don't know what the outcome will be for the event. Again, I don't have a trend. If anything, the trend is bearish, going against the idea that now's the time to dollar cost average leaps. My best answer to you, and it's something that really can't be taught, you have to learn it on your own. The hardest thing to do in investing / trading is be patient. Patience means you miss the tops and bottoms, but you capture a good portion of the wave. We're not here to capture every dollar. We're not here to call tops or bottoms. We're not here to gamble. We're here to make money and to do it as safely as possible. If you're taking protection off, if you're dollar cost averaging your stock option, your leap stock replacement strategy things, you're gambling. There's no clear trend in sight, which means you're trying to outguess the market. It could be in your best interest. You might get lucky, but people don't hire me to manage their money to get lucky. That's not my job. That's not Keith's job. We are not here to get lucky. We are here to make people money in a volatile, uncertain market in the new normal. So we're doing so as safely as we can. I don't have a lot to go over today. In fact, I'm not going to have a lot to go over Monday. Tuesday, we're probably going to cancel our trade findings and adjustments because you're not going to place something the night of the election. We're not going to have an answer. We're just going to be patient. And being patient is going to be very, very difficult. Guys, I appreciate you being with me today. Are there any questions I can answer for you? What about Smith & Wesson? Smith & Wesson, what is that one? Smith & Wesson, there we go. So Smith & Wesson is trying to break the 50-day. That is a very good sign. Do you think Smith & Wesson will move on the elections? If I can ask a question to you, do you think Smith & Wesson can move on the elections? Oh, yeah, of course. So you said of course, and that's, yeah, it's a dumb question, right? Of course, anything could move on the elections. So if Trump wins, Smith & Wesson will probably go down because people will think that, hey, we have a Trump win, he's pro-gun, so guns are going to be around, and there won't be that sense of urgency to run out and go buy a gun in case they're going to be taken away. That is the perception of Biden. I do not think Biden will take away our guns, but he will definitely make it more difficult to buy them. So if Biden wins, then you'll see the stock shoot up probably pretty quickly as people go on a run to purchase guns. You could get in with a protective put, expecting it to maybe go down to $15 or $14.50-ish. But again, if you're getting into something new, it should be non-directional. It really should be a non-directional trade where you don't have, you've got a plan to make money if it goes up or down. With that said, I thought it was quite interesting today. Great economic reports, right? Our GDP today was up 33.3%. Usually it doesn't move that much. Now, 33.3% means it's up 1% on a normal 3% yearly GDP. So don't think we have our 33% GDP. That's not what's happening here. It's just been so down that we have a big percentage movement on the way up. I do like that initial claims came in only at 751. They're under 1 million. Continued claims is also going down. Let's hear it for maybe not so much, stimulus giving away free money for not working. The people are trying to get back and find a job. I know it's extremely hard. Pending home sales was awful. 8.8%, but in all reality, this is usually the seasonal quarter where people aren't purchasing more homes. It's the holidays. October, November, December, January typically aren't big home purchasing, home selling events. Who wants to sell their house and move into a new house for Thanksgiving and for Christmas? That doesn't happen until after the beginning of the year. So the fact that pending home sales is down, notice the trading impact is low. Right now, pending home sales, even though it used to be an indicator of economic profitability, right, in a bullish market, it is not over this period of time. It's just not. It's not that time period for that. One other thing I can show to you, kind of interesting. I do pay attention, and I will most likely take a screenshot of my planner to go over with you next week. But I'm keeping track of earnings. Yesterday, so that's Wednesday. We had Boeing and MasterCard. Boeing surprised to the upside. The loss was not as bad as expected. but their revenue was also better than expected. Boeing is down, even though surprise beat top and bottom line. They're down because they do not have their FAA approval. They also, like idiots, made the comment that the airlines have a long recovery period or years of recovery ahead of them. MasterCard blew it. This is why we saw Visa down so much. MasterCard was awful. Where's MasterCard? Thought it was Wednesday. Yep, sorry, I'm in the wrong part of Wednesday. So let's find MasterCards. I'm making everyone sick, I'm sure. MasterCard, there we go. MasterCard. Missed by 6 cents. Consensus is 166, came in at 160. Revenue is also low, and especially in Europe, they had like 30% less transactions. People are not doing their transactions as they were without being in the stores. So even though you hear all about this online, guess what? They're not purchasing more online like it seems like it. That's the best way to say it. You make the assumption, oh, we're not going to stores, but we're purchasing it all online. Not happening. On the flip side, Ford's going back to 10. Beat by 47 cents. Consensus was 18 cents. Came in at 65. Revenue, 5 billion higher than expected. You can't find a company that's coming out saying what it's doing better than Ford right now. Watch Ford be at $10 at the end of the year, especially if we have a Trump win on the election. Visa really got beat up by MasterCard's poor numbers. Consensus is 110, beat by 112. A slight beat. Revenue, though, 5.1 billion versus 5 billion. Beat top and bottom line. It did, though, come in and basically say, yes, things are sluggish. Really sluggish. It did much better than MasterCard. It will do much better than American Express. I don't know about Discover Card. Man, some nice beats, but you're not going to see companies probably be rewarded for beats until after the election. So that's the main point today. Be patient. We have an election. After the election, I mean, if it's a Trump win, the market goes up, a convincing Trump win. We're taking off protection, letting things run into the end of the year, guys. We're going to take this bullish market. Any questions I can answer for you guys? If there are no questions, I'm going to kind of delay here for about 10, 15 seconds. If there are no questions, thanks for being here. We look forward to seeing you on Monday evening. Dave and William, thanks for saying thanks. And likewise, Mary, I appreciate it. Guys, be patient, be protected through the earnings. Monday will be a very interesting commentary, and Tuesday, and we are going into elections. We'll see where things end up, right? I guess it's really Wednesday though, right? When are our elections? Nope, it's Tuesday. Wow, here we come. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.